Is there anything more satisfying? Well, I take that back because I broke it. Today I went by my local Lowe's, and you wouldn't believe it, but they had the brand new Blackstone Pellet Grill 22-inch griddle combo, and I figured, what a better day than today to make my wife mad and come home and put together this brand new beast of a griddle grill combo. This thing weighs, it shows 284 pounds, but it's done, it's unloaded, and now it's time to put this thing together and see how this bad boy fires up. All right, it is a lot later. It took me a lot longer than I expected. And so tomorrow we will be going ahead and doing a first cook on it. We'll do pulled pork. So check in the morning. What is going on, my friends? We are back. It is the next day. It is around 11 a.m. I finished putting it together last night. It was actually quite a beast of a job. This thing is so big, but there's some really good things to point out. I wanted to go over some of the basic features on this thing. Some things that you might not have read about or didn't know and were just curious about. But number one being, they put a really good, solid rubber caster wheel on here with really good bearings. So it actually is extremely smooth when it's locked in place. You got these locks on them. So that's really awesome. In here, they have their omnivore griddle plate, which they are saying now is going to be better at heat distribution and even cooking temperatures. And then, as you know, this is a 22-inch griddle surface. We're going to pull that off because we will be seasoning this today. And then on the grill itself, we have these really nice, thick cast iron grill plates, which are going to do well over time. I looked at a Pit Boss model that was similar to this, and it had only this style, and these definitely wear out over time quicker. So I was happy to see that on the main grate part, they did use a thick cast iron that should last this longer than the grill itself. But we will pop this back on, and then that just broke off. But it's really on me. All right, so one nice thing here is I've got this system that you can just stack these up, make more room here, or you can even totally put them out of the way on this hinge system they have, and then you've got all your cooking real estate with your upper racks completely out of the way. That is a nice touch. Another thing here I've noticed, this lid is super well balanced. I know you guys know with some of these pellet grills, they have a lot of wobble back and forth when you lift them up. This one is very minimal. It kind of moves the whole system when I do it, and it feels extremely smooth. So they did a good job on that. It doesn't feel chintzy or cheap or like it's messing up at all. This hood also fits and lifts very well. Overall, I think they did a really good job with the engineering on these. All right, down here, this is probably one of my favorite features. This automatically locks out as soon as you pick it up. It holds a lot of weight, it's very sturdy, and that is a great way to be able to cook and prepare your food without setting it on a hot surface or having to bring a table next to you. I love, love, love this little table. And it's got these little locking mechanisms on the bottom, which I can't do with, there we go. Shut that. Got another couple hooks here to hang your spatulas or scrapers on. Another drawer here with your cabinet for your propane. And then over here, another rack and storage area. On this side, I didn't finish installing it correctly, but there is a wastebasket wire here so you can have trash running. And I haven't installed it yet, but the last thing is there's a paper towel rack that goes under here. And then this is also very sturdy in place. So overall, this thing is a beast. This thing's going to be fun to use, and I am looking forward to what we're about to do next, which is first I'm going to oil down these cast iron grates for the first time I fire it up and heat everything up. so that was just a light oil coating over the top of this before the first move, or before the first heat. All right, so we will get this guy fired up. There is a switch here on the back. Put that on. There we go. Might want to put some pellets in there. So Blackstone recommends in the manual to do a 20-minute burn-off process at 350 degrees. All right, guys, I have run this thing for quite a while. Ran it at 350 degrees, as you can probably see there, and I ran it for about 30 minutes at 350, which go ahead and burns off all of the factory junk, oils, grease. All of that just got burned off. Now I'm going to put a rub on this pork butt. All right, I'm just going to throw on a Lowry seasoning salt and then a generic from the cupboard Grill Mates barbecue rub. We're gonna put this in right on top. Forgot to mention Blackstone does throw in 2 of these internal probes, but it's got a spot for 4, so I'm gonna go ahead and pop one of those in so we can monitor the temperature. Let's go ahead and get this on a thick part of the meat. Good. And I did do a hole here for this, which I kind of like. Do this with one hand. There we go. We'll pop that in. And so as you can see, we got 250-ish temperature running on the griddle, or on the pellet smoker, and the first probe is at 41 degrees Fahrenheit, which is about right. All right, so we will wait and we will pull that when it's ready. All right, ladies and gents, we are looking good. I don't know how well that comes out on camera, but it looks good on my end. It smells amazing. One thing I did want to point out, I've been noticing, first off, the temperature has been darn near 100% rock solid at 250. I came out and saw it once at 248 or 249, but back to 250, and that thing has been rock steady for about 4 hours. Now, I did notice here on the internal probe sensor, it would jump a lot from 1 to 4 degree variance, and that concerns me a little bit when I do things like brisket and I want to ensure I'm hitting that 203, 204 mark in temperature. I don't want to be off or over by 4 degrees. So what I'm thinking I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do 2 things. One is I'm going to take this probe sensor and move it to a different slot and see if that has any effect on it. See, that's got like a 9 degree variant, 7, still 7 degree variant. That's a pretty big variant. But to solve this, I'm also going to go grab my Thermo Pro, which never ever does me wrong. So let's go ahead and kick this. All right, the Thermo Pro is, we got 1 probe. I'm going to add it to this. Roughly the same spot. All right, so we have the Blackstone registering 141, and then we have the Thermo Pro registering 141. So I'm really happy with that. We actually look like we have less variance in this port 3 because we're just within 1 degree, and we're pretty close to where this Thermo Pro is. So that's good to know. Nonetheless, guys, really happy with it so far. Rock solid temperatures we're holding, and everything smells amazing, and I'm looking forward to eating it. So we will be back when we wrap it. All right, guys, we have just hit about 160 on the thermometer, so I'm going to go ahead and pull this out, put it in a pan, add a couple of pieces of butter and a little bit of honey just to go ahead and top things off and let it marinate now until we reach 200 degrees. Back she goes. All right, we will check back in as soon as it's done. All right, guys, we have finally reached 203 degrees, or about 201 degrees. I let it sit for another maybe 15 to 20 minutes. I should let it rest longer. I know that, but it's later in the day than I was expecting to do this, and I'm really hungry, so I'm going to just go ahead and go with that. So let's take a look at this. It is still steaming. Ooh, still too hot, but it is ripping apart quickly. So good. You want to try a piece, bud?
Sure. It's really good.
Pretty good, pretty good. All right. Well, there you have it. Pulled pork on the new Blackstone Pellet Grill 22-inch griddle combo, and it turned out fantastic. Super happy. We'll see you guys in the next one.